Welcome to the Fishbowl Radio, everybody. My name is Chief here, and with me today is my main man right now, Juicy. How's it going, Juicy?
Oh, pretty good, Fishbowl Nation. What's going on? Chief, what's up with you?
Pretty good. I'm a little bit tired, but we'll get through it like we always do.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
All right, let's kick things off today. We're going to be talking about the biggest story going on, I think, in the local setting here in Lafayette, Louisiana, is the coaching carousel that is overtaking LSU football and Louisiana Raging Cajun football as well, which they have one common thing going on right now, and that is Ron Roberts.
Jumping ship.
Yep, everybody jumping ship. Ron Roberts is going to become the defensive coordinator at Baylor. And since you're our LSU insider, Juicy, who's the head coach, the new head coach of Baylor?
David Rand, was the defensive coordinator at LSU, up and left for a head coaching job. I can't really say I blame the guy. I mean, I think he'd be a pretty good head coach. I mean, he's a hell of a defensive coordinator. So
yes, Ron Roberts really changed Louisiana defense around whenever he was here at UL. So I think it's going to be interesting to see who they put in UL's spot. But sources have said that Tony is the safeties coach will be promoted to defensive coordinator at UL. So this is going to be a very interesting case going forward in regards to that. Is there anybody they're looking at for LSU defensive coordinator, Juicy?
Well, I know from what I've heard, there's talks of Bo Pelini coming back. They're talking about moving the cornerback or safety coach, one of them, promoting them to defensive coordinator. They're looking at Todd Grantham is a name I heard that's really interested in the position, the Florida defensive coordinator currently. Those are just a few names I've heard floating around so far.
So, if you had to pick one of those guys, would you go with Bo Pelini? I mean, he already had success at LSU. He was the defensive coordinator of the national championship team in 2007.
The last time they won it before this one.
Yeah. And then he became head coach at Nebraska.
So my thoughts on that?
Yep, that's what I'm going for here.
Well, whenever David Rand had first left, that was the guy, that was the first name that popped in my head. We ought to get Bo Pelini back, because he was a pretty good defensive coordinator, too. He was good enough, apparently Nebraska thought he was good enough to be promoted to head coach, which he actually did pretty good as a head coach, considering the last time Nebraska won the last time Nebraska had a winning season was when he was the head coach. He had no less than 9 wins in every season that he was the head coach at Nebraska, so they fired him for that, and now look at him now. They kind of beat trash in a sense, but I like Bo Pelini. I hope they bring him back. This is my opinion on that.
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to continue to watch this coaching carousel, who ends up where, and something also related to football is they have a couple of players from the state, like from LSU and Louisiana, that's going to be in the Super Bowl. 5 former LSU Tigers have made it to the are going to make it to the Super Bowl, and Elijah McGuire, former Raging Cajun running back, who is on the Chiefs practice squad, he's also going to be in the Super Bowl as well. So, let's see here. Let me go through the list. Excuse me there. Let me go through the list here of all the players that are going to be playing for playing in the Super Bowl. What do you think about Elijah McGuire for the Raging Cajuns being in the Super Bowl?
Is he starting or is he just?
He's just on the practice team, but I mean, he does have a trip. He's gonna get a ring if the Chiefs win. So we'll see how it all goes there for them. All right, okay, here's the 5 former Tigers that will play in Miami. Okay. Safety Tyrann Mathieu, cornerback Morris Claiborne, running back Spencer Ware, and Darrell Williams. Linebacker Quan Alexander is also Super Bowl.
The only one I knew of was Tyrann Mathieu. I didn't know Morris Claiborne.
Yeah. He'll be the only. Quan Alexander is playing for the 49ers, and the rest are playing for the Chiefs. So, fans will probably play for the Chiefs, which the Chiefs haven't won a Super Bowl since the 60s. Yeah, like, it's been a really long time.
They've been to the Super Bowl since Super Bowl 1 or 2.
I think they won in the 60s.
Yeah, I don't think they've even been to a Super Bowl since they was first won.
Yeah. So, we'll see.
I know they're 1-point favorites right now.
That can change.
That can. It's ranked so low, it could change.
Yeah, it could flip back to
San Francisco, but they predicted it to be a close game about one.
Yeah, it should be a really good Super Bowl this year. I'm excited about it. Hope it's better than last year's Super Bowl.
I'm pulling for the Chiefs because I like Andy Reid. Andy Reid, I think he's a pretty good coach to never even.
Okay, they did win a Super Bowl. They won Super Bowl 4.
And when's the last time they've been? I think probably Super Bowl 4.
I don't know the last time they went. Let's see. I'm going to go
I know
pull
they went
that.
to the AFC Championship game with Joe Montana in 95 or something.
Yeah, it's been a while for the 49ers went to the Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick back in 2012.
Yeah, that's the last time they've been.
Which they ended up losing to the Ravens. It's funny how all that stuff works out, right? Playoff appearances for the Chiefs. The Chiefs have made the playoffs every year since 2015. Like consecutive. Yeah. Team nicknames, the Legion of Zoom.
Who, the Chiefs?
Yeah, that's their offense.
The Legion of Doom?
Zoom.
No, Zoom.
The Legion of Zoom.
They used to have the Legion of Boom up there in Seattle.
Yeah. Legion of Doom. Well, is this like a who is that? Like the League of Doom or something? Is that some kind of justice? I can't remember. But yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, that's just, oh Lord. Okay, so
Who comes up with these names sometimes?
I don't know where they got all these nicknames from anyway. But anyway, we're gonna shift to another different sport here. The Louisiana Raging Cajun softball team they are debuting in the top 10. They come in at number 8 in the preseason poll. LSU is number 11.
Softball?
Yep, in softball. So, Juicy, how you see the Cajuns doing this year in softball and LSU as well?
Well, the Cajuns kind of were disappointing last year. I believe they only got the Super Regionals last year.
Yeah, they ended up losing to Ole Miss.
I was kind of shocked by that because usually they're just about Oklahoma City every year.
Yeah.
And it was a nice year considering, I think the beginning of the year, that was when they started off with the coach and all that. They got fired by Latif, I think. Was that last year when all that stuff happened with the softball?
Latif, I think that was 2 years ago. That happened with the Latif saga. Last year, the Raging Cajuns went 52-6. They went perfect in conference play. They went 25-0. They were 25. They were 25-1 at home, 21-4 on the road. So yeah, this is
But I think this year, though, I think they'll easily be top 10
UL, no, they only made it to the Oxford Regional. They didn't make it to the Super Regional. You see, here's how the Oxford Regional. Some people felt that it should have been the Cajuns hosting it over Ole Miss, which I felt that way last year because I was like, they only lost 6 games. How are you going to give it to Ole Miss? But anyway, Southeast Missouri, they beat them 3-2, and then they went play against Ole Miss, and they won that game 2-0. Then they went play Ole Miss. Then till the next day, Sunday, and they lost 1-5. Then they played them again later that day, and they lost 4-5.
Dang. It's like they played 3 times in a row.
Yep.
Well, it's just one of those unfortunate things. It's kind of, you just never know what's going to happen on a regional. You have these crazy upsets. But the LSU softball team, I'm expecting them to return to Oklahoma City, just like the UL softball team. They might just end up in a national championship.
Yeah, you never know how that goes. LSU being number 11, looks like some people are kind of not thinking they're going to get to Oklahoma City this year. But that's why we play the games, don't we?
Yeah, they haven't even played a game yet.
So,
this is all speculation.
Exactly. Let's look here. The next game for the Raging Cajuns. Let's see. Their first game is on February 7th at 4 o'clock, 15 days from now. And it looks like Ball State. That's who they're going to be playing.
Florida State?
Ball State.
Who?
Ball State. Ball.
Ball State.
Yeah.
Who does LSU play, you know?
Here's the interesting about asking about LSU. UL and LSU are playing against each other on February 15th at Lansing Park at 4.
I'd like to go to that.
At 4 o'clock. It will be a very good matchup, and then on that next day, Sunday, UL goes on the road to LSU, and they play at 3 o'clock.
At Tiger Park, I believe.
Yep. So that's 2 really good softball games that got my interest in the month of February for.
Yeah, I prefer to go to the Lamps where it's closer.
Should be a very good matchup.
I agree.
Okay, so let's see. Did you? Okay, I don't know if many of y'all have seen this yet or not, but there was some drama at the end of the Kansas versus Kansas State basketball game. A huge bench clearing brawl broke out, and some disciplinary action has already been done. Bill Self, Kansas head coach, already, I think he suspended indefinitely one of the players. Juicy, what's your reaction to all that?
Yeah, that was intense. I watched the replay of it on Facebook. I was scrolling earlier, and Sports Center had it. Rightfully so. I think they probably could have got a couple more players probably, but rightfully so. Somebody had to be suspended, especially the one that picked up the chair. He didn't know if he was going to harm, which obviously he was going to try to harm somebody with it because he picked it up. He didn't pick it up for no reason. But I think a couple more suspensions could have been handed down. But I mean, Kansas State was like, the game was already over. They did instigate it by stealing the ball and going to try to dunk it, but I mean, the game was already over. It kind of was pointless to do all that.
Yeah, that was a interesting spectacle to see. But we're gonna shift gears from that now. We're gonna talk about some SEC basketball here. the LSU Tigers are leading the whole entire conference right now. They have a perfect 6-0 record. They have a 7-game winning streak. They're 14-4 and 10-1 at home and 3-1 on the road. They're currently ahead of Kentucky by 1 game. Then they're followed by Tennessee and Auburn and Florida, who they ended up beating Florida this past last game. Was against Florida, 84-82 win for the LSU Tigers. So, Juicy, are you surprised by LSU's success this year in basketball?
Well, I was surprised at how rugged the season started for sure. 7-4. They got upset by I don't remember who they got upset by earlier in the year, but it was a shocker. I don't have a computer in front of me to see. Then I know they
Let's see. I'll be able to help you out with that. Let's see.
It was a smaller school. I know that.
Utah State.
I might have been. Was it Eastern Tennessee or something?
VCU beat them too.
VCU is one of them. I know that. USC, I think, is another one.
Yeah, USC beat them 70-68. Yeah, since they got an SEC play, they really turned it around. Yeah, that's the only loss that's the out of conference. Utah State.
Must have been Utah State.
Yeah, I think that's who you're talking about.
But yeah, I was kind of shocked. But I'm even shocked this sluggish start. I'm shocked that they were able to turn it around so fast for SEC play. It's amazing how it's like, I guess they were warming up. I don't know, but
hey,
it's even impressive they hit a Kentucky, and it's even more shocking that they weren't ranked sooner, though, considering the AP don't give them much love sometimes, though.
Yeah.
It's rough being an LSU basketball team.
Oh, man. So, yeah, as far as Raging Cajun basketball goes, it's been a season that a lot of fans want to forget. Injuries have plagued this team from, I don't know, it seemed like since the season started, they have had players get knocked out with injuries, and it's just been a real tough one. But the Cajuns are like toward the bottom of the Sun Belt Conference.
There's still a chance they can win, right?
Well, they at this rate right now, the way the standings are, if the season ended right now today, they wouldn't even make the conference tournament.
Well, it's kind of, just look at LSU's basketball season. There's always a chance it can turn around at any point.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of injuries on UL's basketball team right now. The Cajuns are 2-7 in conference. They're 7-13 overall, 5-5 at home, 1-7 away. They lost their last 4 games.
Well, it sounds like playing away is where their kryptonite is.
Yeah, they can't really.
You gotta win on the road. You gotta be able to win on the road.
Yeah, let's see the top. Let's look at all. Let's see. So Coastal's in 8th position right now. So they're 4-5. So the Cajuns are 2 games back from Coastal, but they also have to pass up Troy and Texas UTA, Texas Arlington. So the next game they're gonna have is Saturday against UL Monroe, which is the worst team in the conference right now. The Cajuns are. Yeah, the Cajuns are only up 1 spot there, and they got UT Arlington the next Thursday. Then they play Texas State again on February 1st. So that's their next 3 games. So if they can pick up 2 wins there, and then maybe get something going here, because they have their last games against Coastal, so they're gonna have to win some games to even have a shot at making it.
Well, you never know. You start off with a win against these easy teams, and then the ball just starts rolling, and it leads to bigger wins.
Yeah, we'll see how all that goes. So,
but it is a long season.
It is a long season, and March will be a fun one. Needless to say, once we get down to that part there.
The March Madness.
The March of the Madness. Baseball season is about to start too, so it's gonna be. We're gonna have to keep ourselves updated with the Cajuns baseball team, LSU's baseball team.
So I want to ask you your thoughts on the new head coach that replaced the late Tony Robichaux, Matt Diggs, I believe his name is.
If there was anybody that the Cajuns, the Raging Cajuns, could have picked to succeed Tony Robichaux, it was going to have to be Diggs. There was no one else that came to any Cajun fan's mind other than Diggs. He was a part of that 2014 Super Regional attending team, which a lot of people believe that was the best Raging Cajun baseball team of all time. But
I know he took Sam Houston State to, in his 3 years at Sam Houston State, I know he took them to 1 or 2 super regional appearances.
Yeah, so he has experience getting to that point. He knows how to get the job done. He's really good. Once he gets his kind of like system installed with the Cajuns, I think he'll do really well at UL. UL's a very good baseball program, so it's interesting to see how it will go.
It was so unexpected of Tony Robichaux to die.
Yeah, it was a heart attack, so it was a shock to the system for sure. It was a gut punch for the Cajuns, but we'll see. Wouldn't it be fitting if the Cajuns won the national championship this year?
How crazy would that be? Right now, it's not. I don't think it's likely, but I mean, hey. I've seen Coastal Carolina won it, so I mean, hey, anything can happen, I guess. I'm sure nobody thought Coastal Carolina was going to win it to start the season off.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, I'm telling you, if you get hot, like if your team makes it to the Super Regional and they catch fire at the right time of the year, they can ride that through the whole entire postseason and win a championship, because that's how baseball is. You get hot for 2 months and then you'll go cold usually.
But we'll be realistic that I don't think either one of us, when we talk about national champions, I don't think UL is exactly going to come to our minds first.
No, not really. Right now, what the team looked last year, and with a good bit of the players coming back, but you never know. We'll just have to wait and see. We might having a whole different conversation next year when we're trying to preview them, right?
You're right.
Maybe a whole completely different scenario.
Could be.
All right. Also, in other news today, not pertaining to any local teams around Acadiana or anything, but Juicy, what you think about Eli Manning calling it quits today in the sports world?
Tom Brady's daddy retiring.
Tom Brady's daddy.
Well, it's
Hey,
overall, I'd say it was a pretty good career for Eli. I know it was unfortunate that he got benched last, and then for this year he got benched. We kind of figured when they drafted Daniel Jones that he was going to probably end up losing his job, but he got 2 Super Bowls. Nobody can take that away from him. And I know some people are going to say it's controversial on whether he's a Hall of Famer or not, but me, honestly, I think he should deserve to go in there.
That's fair. But, let's see. Yeah, if it wasn't for him, Tom Brady would have 8 Super Bowls, right?
Exactly.
8 Super Bowl wins.
If it really wouldn't be for Manning brothers, he could have potentially have 10 of them.
Yeah. Which is, that's honestly astounding, but I find it crazy that people will value, like, because I think Super Bowl wins are team awards. they're not just a quarterback. Quarterback can surely help them get to that point, but you got to have a good enough defense to get to the Super Bowl. And
I don't know, man. Normal. The defense wins championships doesn't really apply to me as much today because the NFL is so offensive minded now. It's an offensive game now, not a defensive game.
I guess the Super Bowl is not this. I think it's 2 Sundays from.
But
I think when is the Super Bowl this year? Let's see. I think it's
the second Sunday in February.
I
the first or second
think
February.
let's see.
Sunday in February.
I think February the 2nd, 5:30.
I heard you talk about the Super Bowl rings being team victories. They are, but a lot of times, like quarterbacks like Trent Dilfer and Joe Flacco, do you really think, like, when you think of Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, do you really think that?
No, not at all. Like, because I mean, the defense of the Ravens
into quarterbacks that come to your mind whenever you talk about Super Bowl rings.
Like in 2012, the Ravens won the Super Bowl with that defense. Okay. Now, you remember when the Carolina Panthers played the Broncos in that Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
You think Peyton Manning brought that Bronco team to the Super Bowl?
Not that one, but at least not. He did in the Super Bowl. He kind of helped them out some, but Peyton definitely did enough to get him there. He didn't turn the ball over.
It was mostly a defensive effort though, because they shut Cam Newton and that Panther offense down that game.
Exactly. I think some quarterbacks, like I was talking with somebody the other day, some quarterbacks definitely. I know it's a team effort, and I agree with that. But some quarterbacks actually really do their part and contribute a lot to that win. And you got some quarterbacks like the Joe Flacco's and the Trent Dilfers and the Kerry Collins who ride the shirt tails of defenses, and it makes them look good.
But what about let's see. I'm trying to think of another quarterback that's kind of recent that people might be able to think oh yeah, that's the one that did it. The Rams had a good defense, but they didn't win the Super Bowl now. But you think that made Jared Goff look better than what he actually was?
Last year, Jared Goff did put up some good numbers. He threw for over 4,000 yards.
Well, I mean, we saw Jameis Winston throw for 5,000 yards, but 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
Ain't getting no Super Bowl anytime soon. Let's be honest.
So hey, but that's all a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. We will do a Super Bowl show here on the Fishbowl Radio, and it should be a fun one. So anything else you'd like to add, Juice, before we can sign off here?
Go Tigers. No, I'm joking.
Go Tigers.
No,
Go Cajuns.
That's about it.
All right, I'll give y'all Go Cajuns to counteract the Go Tigers. So, thank y'all for listening here to the Fishbowl Radio. We're gonna be back next week sometime, giving y'all another episode about another interesting topic that's going on in the continuous world of sports. Thank y'all for tuning in today. Hope y'all have a great night. We will see y'all next time.
Good night, Fishbowl Nation.
Good night, Fishbowl Nation.